What's up, guys? By now, you've probably noticed that Donald Trump really doesn't like California very much because he accuses them of being a woke, liberal, communist state and all that stuff. Well, if it was so communist, why are all the businesses there? Why are there so many businesses there? Communism is not good for business, my friends. Why is that? There isn't any communism or socialism in the United States except on certain Indian reservations. And yet, states like California, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Washington State do very well economically. Much better than red states, Utah being an exception. But there's an exception to every rule. The worst states, such as the Dakotas, West Virginia, and Oklahoma, are all red states. We're seeing a pattern here, guys. I think we are. I mean, Donald Trump said California was a communist utopia. That was a lie. A lot of things he says are lies. I mean, the man has lied like 30,000 times in his first term. Now, with his second regime going, he continues to lie. He said he would build a wall. That was a lie. He said that he would bring coal back to West Virginia. That was a lie. He said he would end the war in Ukraine in one day. That was a lie. Yeah, I'm just going over some of the bigger ones. And he said he would release the Epstein files. That too, like everything else he says pretty much, was a lie. And he also said he'd protect the Second Amendment and the First Amendment. Both of those were lies. But that's neither here nor there. I think the big reason he doesn't like California is because its governor, Gavin Newsom, hurt his feelings and made him butthurt. See, Donald Trump and MAGA are such snowflakes. They get butthurt very easily. Like I told y'all, accusations are admissions of guilt with Donald Trump. Everything he accuses other people of doing, he does. And that's been happening pretty consistently throughout this whole thing, his whole regime. I refuse to call it the Trump administration. I call it the Trump regime. You see, the thing is, people, immigrants are not our enemy. And trans people are not our enemy. The deep state, however, is our enemy. And it is run by Donald Trump. Immigrants, I'm like, kick them out. Who the fuck is going to plow our fields? And I have met plenty of Mexicans that are whiter than me, for crying out loud. And yet they're not considered white. But then again, Irish weren't considered white for a very long time, until very recently at least. By recently, I mean like 100 years ago, maybe 150 years ago, or possibly 200 years ago. That's right, Irish were not considered white. And they're about as white as you can get. But anyhow, this is the heart of the issue. Donald Trump's whole campaign is based off of lies. And by the way, people, the one thing he did say is that was true was there is a deep state, but he says he is fighting against it, which is another lie. He is the deep state. He is in the pockets of billionaires, Mossad, Putin, and God knows who else. But Donald Trump is not the king of the billionaire class. He is at best their water boy, if even that. Because Donald Trump was from Queens. He was not allowed into the upper class of New York City's upper class. He was repeatedly not invited to parties and frequently rejected. He basically was barred from entering Manhattan. And he was voted the most hated man in New York in the 80s. That being said, Donald Trump is ramping it up on California. He didn't forget about them like he forgets about everything else due to his Alzheimer's disease and dementia. No, he has he is building up his ICE presence in California right now. He wants to punish California for its misdeeds, i.e. calling him out and not cooperating with him and not voting for him. He really hates that because he is an insecure, stupid little man deep down. And he is easily offended, like a little child. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Be good, y'all. Peace.